Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 26th Rome Total War Brotherhood battle that I've put onto YouTube. This is a Rome Total War 2 battle. It's a 3v3 game. The team I'm in today consists of myself, Spartan Commander, who has bought the Macedon faction. My teammates are Brotherhood member Uther, who has bought the Epirus faction, and our other teammate is Wolves NNN, who has bought the Rome faction. As you can see, the enemy team have bought the one of them have bought the Macedon faction, another of their team have bought the Rome faction, and another of their team have bought the Iceni faction, which is the old Britain's faction on the old Rome Total War. So with all these great factions, this should be a great battle for you to watch. At this stage of the battle, I thought you might like to look at the Iceni faction, which is of course the old Britain's faction on Rome Total War. Here you can see the Iceni's noble riders here. This is their elite cavalry, and these cavalry are pretty tough and are a good cavalry unit. Also you have their nobles, heroic nobles, who are their infantry. These guys are their elite infantry, and they're pretty tough too. As you can see, with the great graphics, the detail of these troops are really great. And so that's the Iceni faction there. As you can see, great infantry, great cavalry, and they also got chariots, although I see that he hasn't bought either chariots or missile troops in his army. At this stage of the battle, I thought I'd show you the differences between the two Macedon factions. Obviously, the enemy team have bought a the Macedon faction, as well as myself. And in the battle, you might find it a little bit confusing telling who's who. Well, the enemy faction has got actually orangey red borders on their banners. If you see around the edges of their flags or banners, you'll see that they're orangey red. Whereas my Macedon faction, obviously on our side, have got yellow borders on the banners or the flags. So when you see Macedon units fighting, if you see the yellow edges on the banner, then you'll know that it's our Macedon units. And if they got a reddy orange band going round the outside of the banner, you'll know it's the enemy one. At this stage of the battle, you can see that the enemy Roman general has brought his Syrian archers out to start shooting his arrows at my pikemen there. So I'm going to bring my Cretan archers forward to actually try and counter the Roman Syrian archers there. The Cretan archers are very good, but I see the upgrades on the Roman Syrian archers that are extremely good. And I just thought I'd show you a close-up of archers actually shooting their arrows and actually getting hit by arrows as well. The detail of things on this game are really good. The graphics standards are excellent, especially when you start seeing the fire arrows being shot in. In a minute you'll see fire arrows coming in onto my archers, and the actual effect of the fire arrows coming in is really good to see in the game. As you can see there, you can actually see troops on fire. You can see some of my archers actually on fire there as they're dying, as the flame arrows are coming in on them. And just to say that the really high upgrades on the Roman Syrian archers really start telling here, because they start shooting my Cretan archers down at a really great count. My archers are really good, as I said, but against the big upgrades on these Roman Syrian archers, my troops have been shot down really quick. Let's say it is. Just thought you'd be interested to see the close-up there of the arrows hitting. So actually, my archers will be dead pretty soon, I think, from the really great Roman Syrian archers there. At this stage of the battle, the enemy Macedon faction are attacking our teammate Uther's Epirus faction. Now the Macedon pikemen on this game are extremely strong and tough, and they are a force to be reckoned with. Over on our left, as you can see, the enemy Iceni army is attacking our teammate NNN's Roman army there. and these Iceni troops are very tough. So I just hope that NNN's Roman infantry be able to hold there. As you can see, there's a close-up of the Iceni units charging in onto the Roman troops there. There's a lot of fierce fighting going on there, and as you can see here, NNN is now sending in a cavalry charge through his infantry into the attacking enemy infantry there. You can see the impact of the cavalry hitting there. I think on the old Rome Total War game there, the impact of the cavalry would have been a lot more there, and he would have probably routed those enemy troops. And here you can see the Iceni cavalry retaliating there with a counter-attack with their cavalry. Once again, the impact of the cavalry hit is not so immense as the cavalry hits on the old Rome Total War game there. So as you see, at the moment we're being attacked heavily on our right, and we're being attacked heavily on our left. So I just hope that we'll be able to hold here. As you can see here, my cavalry are involved in a battle with some of the enemy units there on the right. Remember, my Mastodon units have got the yellow banding around the outside of the banners, where the enemy have got the orangey red ones. Over on our left here, things are not looking very good. I'm starting to see our allies' Roman units starting to rout with the force of the attack of the Iceni units on them. I just hope our left flank will be able to hold, because if the left flank goes, they'll then start moving in onto our centre. Things at the moment are not looking very good on our left. As you can see here now, I've sent some of my pike units over to the left to try and support my unit, my allies on the left, and I'm now sending over some pike units to the right to help Uther, because the enemy Macedon spearmen have actually broken through several of his pikemen. So I'm sending over units now to try and assist Uther. As you can see, there behind those 3 units I've just sent over, enemy swordsmen have broken through the pale tests, and they're trying to charge into the rear of my units. But I'm now countering that by sending one of my pike units over to defend the rear of the other 2 units that are fighting at the front. So far we haven't been attacked in the centre, and the few units that I've left there to try and hold the centre, I just hope they will be able to hold. Here on our left you can see Uther sending in his cavalry to try and help NNN's forces there to hold our left. But looking at the moment, it looks pretty bad there on our left. As I say, I've sent some of my pike units over to the left to try and support, but looking at all the enemy troops there, things don't look that good. As you can see now, in the centre, the enemy Roman general is starting to attack the few units that I've left there to try and hold the centre. I'm just hoping that those few units that are left will be able to at least hold them up there. Well, maybe on our right we might be able to do something. Here you can see a close-up of the enemy troops attacking one of my pike units there. And as you see, as the enemy press home their attack, can you see how they gradually edge around the flank of my pikemen there? So they're actually some units there are actually, some men in that unit are actually attacking the flank of my my pike unit there. I just hope that, as I say, those pike units will be able to hold as the enemy charge in. Here you can see that he's brought his elephants and cavalry up there, and Uther is firing fire arrows into the elephants, trying to cause panic. And it looks like what he's done is really good. It looks like the elephants there are actually out of control. In the old Rome Total War game, we'd say that the elephants had run amok, and that's what it looks like's happened here. The elephants have been hit by the fire arrows and they've gone out of control. So that was very good thinking there by Uther, using those fire arrows onto those elephants. Meanwhile, our centre is being hard pressed there by the attacking Romans, and as you can see on our left, there are no allied units left at all. It is just the Iceni, the enemy Iceni army there, just waiting to attack us. Meanwhile, over on our right, I think we've managed to hold now, and I think we've managed to beat most of the enemy units on our right there. Now we need to start shifting troops quickly over to our left. At this stage of the battle, you can see that I'm charging some of my Macedon cavalry into the Iceni units on our left here. My aim here is just to try and hold those Iceni units up as long as I can with my cavalry. while our infantry hopefully will be winning on the right and in the centre, so we can bring some support units over to our left. But whether I'll be able to do that or not, I don't know. I can see that NNN's bringing some archer units over as well to start peppering them with arrows as well. So with my my cavalry in there and NNN's archers shooting at them, I'm hoping that'll buy us the time to get some support units over to our left. As you can see on our right now, it looks like we've actually won over on our right now. So we can now start bringing units across. But here on our left, things are not looking all that good. In the centre there, you can still see there's quite a few. There's about 3 enemy Roman units there, and they're in quite a thick, tight formation. Now, well upgraded troops in a thick formation like that are sometimes difficult to break. What we would need to do is to try and get some infantry round to the flanks to hit them from the side, and maybe even get some cavalry to charge in from the rear there. But they are well upgraded infantry there, so they could take a bit of breaking. You see Uther now is bringing a pike unit round to the left flank there, and he's going to charge them in. As you see there, he's sending 2 pike units into the side of those Roman troops there, the enemy Roman troops, putting a lot of pressure on them there. As you can see, I can just see one of the enemy Roman units is starting to waver there. As you can see, there's some cavalry charging into the rear of the enemy Roman infantry there.
Engage!
And there's another Roman unit starting to rout there, I can see as well now. So it's just from when there was 3 there, now there's just that one. Looks like there's just 1 left there. Or maybe 2, there might be 2 still holding. As you can see, I'm bringing one of my pike units up to charge straight in there as well. I'm hoping that the impact of that pike unit hitting will trigger a rout. As you can see, it's just going in there now. Bang. It's charging there, and yes. And I'm going to charge in some cavalry in behind them as well. I can see the cavalry charging in there as well. Caused those last few units to rout there. So things were looking bad for us at the beginning. It looked like we'd possibly lost a game on our flanks, but we managed with great teamwork to come back. I hope you enjoyed this battle, seeing all the different factions there fighting, and it was a great teamwork battle on our side there. As I said, I thought we were going to possibly lose the battle, but with great support and great movement, we managed to turn the battle around. Well played the other team too. It was a really great battle, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. This is Spartan Commander saying see you soon.